This video will give you information on how to answer the 10-mark questions on the A-Level Economics B papers, and at the end of the video, there'll be a tip. The 10-mark question appears in paper 1, 2 and 3. It actually appears twice in paper 3, so it's really important that you know how to approach the question. The 10 markers on the Economics B paper tend to have the command word assess. You're awarded up to 2 marks for knowledge and understanding, 2 marks for application, 3 marks for analysis, and 3 marks for evaluation. This should just give you an idea of how 10-mark questions tend to start off on the Economics B paper. So, assess the government's decision, use an appropriate diagram or a suitable diagram, assess a source of finance, assess the effectiveness, assess the possible impact. So these are just some of the ways. Just a reminder to like, share and subscribe, as I do post regularly. Let's take a look at how you can approach this 10-mark question. There are various ways of answering it, but I would suggest that you include 2 good paragraphs here and you evaluate 1 point in each paragraph. For this 10 marker, more depth is needed than in your 8 marker. And for this 10 marker, you also need to include a final judgment. So for the knowledge and understanding, you might want to include a definition at the beginning or identify 2 effects, ways, impacts, reasons, factors. Depends on the wording in the question. For application, you must use evidence from the case study to support your arguments. Use the material from the case study, whether that's the written information, the figures. There's information in there that you need to be able to use. You've got to extract that and back up your points. But make sure that the information you select is relevant to the question. For analysis, you should develop your arguments by using logical chains of reasoning. Explain where necessary your economic theory. Explain each paragraph well to gain marks here. And if it's an economics type of question and a diagram is relevant, you may want to consider it. But make sure that you fully label your diagram and you also refer to it within your answer. You should introduce your evaluation with words such as however or on the other hand. Your evaluation could include disadvantages and limitations. It could be a it depends on. And if so, what does your evaluation point depend on? Is it costs? What is it? You might find information from the extract to include as part of your evaluation, or you may bring in your own evaluation points. You could have 2 evaluation points or 1 detailed one. I would suggest more than 1. Just in case one of them isn't credited, you will still have another evaluation point to gain some marks from. Just make sure that you're looking at both sides of the argument. And finally, your final judgment. Include a final judgment at the end of your answer. Remember, you've just looked at both sides of an argument within your answer, competing arguments. So for your final judgment, you've got to pick your side. If you do not have a final judgment, then it will not be possible for you to obtain top marks for this question. A final judgment should not repeat the previous points in your answer. You should try and bring something else in to support your point. Within the first sentence of your final judgment, answer the question. Remember, you need to include a final judgment and you need to decide what side you've chosen and back it up. Here's a top tip. Ensure your answers are well developed. Use connectives such as because, leads to, and furthermore, and this means that, to help you develop your answers. Do check out these 2 videos on the screen, as these are the videos that YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thanks for watching.